So now we learn about the SSL handshake, or how a connection between two different parties using SSL is established. It's basically a secure connection. Now, you remembered the TCP connection from before, right? Now, it's kind of based on that, but it's way more secure and it uses encryption, so that's why it's different. So what we're doing in this video, and why this video is very easy for us to understand, is because we've already seen TCP handshakes, and we've already learned about encryption, symmetric and asymmetric encryption, about the key exchange. So we're going to use all of our knowledge into now understanding this handshake. Just want to take a quick break to tell you something important. If you have some years of experience in the industry, you know that just knowing system design concepts is not enough. You need to know how to break down complex problems and apply all of the concepts that you know. Now, there are many system design courses on the internet, but they break down simple problems like e-commerce platforms, social media platforms. But what about someone breaking down OpenAI or Hugging Face or Cursor, the kind of platforms that will be built in 2025 and beyond? And this is why I've built the perfect 3-month advanced system design bootcamp, where you break down distributed systems problems, decentralized platforms problems, and AI infrastructure problems. This cohort is for more advanced people who have a few years in the industry, they know quite a lot of system design, and are now looking to upskill. If you think you're a good fit, there's a form in the comments and in the description of this video. Fill it up. We'll check if you're a good fit, and we'll set up some time with you. Now let's get back to the video. Now, you'll find videos about the SSL handshake very easily on the internet. But it's very difficult to find videos that build the complete context around the concepts required for the SSL handshake. And now, because this video is part of a series and we've already seen a lot of videos and set all the context, it'll be very easy for you to understand this video. So let's dive right in. Both the parties, the client and the server, they generate their own private and public keys. And this is what happens with asymmetric encryption. The first ping is from the client to the server. The client sends a hello. It sends something called as a list of supported ciphers, that, hey, these are the ciphers that I can use, and sends a session ID and a random challenge. The server sends back a hello that, yes, I'm alive, I'm there. The server picks a cipher from the ciphers sent by the client. It sends the session ID and sends its certificate with its own RSA public key. Okay, this is the most important part. The certificate is the SSL certificate given to it by an authority, and the RSA public key is the key that is generated here in step number 0. So now client generates a random 48-byte pre-master secret. The client encrypts it with the server's RSA public key. So the server had shared its public key, and the client uses that public key to encrypt the pre-master secret, and it's then sent to the server. The server then uses its private key. We've already seen this when we saw an overview of how asymmetric encryption works, where the server is going to use its own private key to decrypt something that's been encrypted with its public key by the client. So it's able to recover the same pre-master secret. So now both of them have a pre-master secret. Now both sides run the pre-master secret through a weak key derivation with a random challenge plus connection info. So if you remember in step number 1, there was a random challenge sent. So using that, we use the pre-master secret and we're able to derive the session keys. So we use the pre-master secret on both sides, run them through a random challenge, and then we arrive at the session keys. So once the session keys are derived, this starts off our hybrid encryption. This is our symmetric encryption because now both have the same session keys. So now the client and server can start encrypted communication between each other. So now this is why I took you through symmetric and asymmetric encryption, and then Diffie-Hellman, the extended Diffie-Hellman, and the double ratchet protocols, so that you're able to understand all of this and why we're doing all of this. Just like Diffie-Hellman was a hybrid encryption key exchange, this is exactly what we're doing here. Now, in one of the previous videos, we had learned that SSL had some flaws, and this is why we shifted to TLS. So now in the next video, let's look at a TLS handshake.